Hey guys, how's it going? I am just going to give everybody a few minutes in order to get in here, and I'm going to get the live set up, and then we're going to get going. I have a super exciting live for you guys today. We're going to be talking about all the things that you need to do on YouTube before 2026 in order to maximize your growth because YouTube has completely changed your algorithm, and the type of content you need to upload is completely different, and there are so many different changes. By the way, you might just hear a little background noise while I'm getting the live set up just because I am just checking to make sure that everything is functioning as it should be and that everything looks good. A great day. And please let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. And just so you guys know, also, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A at the end. Tennessee, I love Tennessee. Are you a Vols fan? Awesome, cool. I am just going to give everybody like 30 seconds in order to get on here, just so we can get more people on here, and then we will get going again. I have a very, very exciting presentation for you guys today that I cannot wait to show you guys. I'm going to be giving you guys the inside scoop of what actually helped me gain over 80,000 subscribers on a brand new channel that you guys probably don't know of, and it'll also help a bunch of my clients skyrocket their growth on YouTube, and I think it could do the same for you. Again, let me know where you guys are all tuning in from. Virginia, love it. West Virginia or regular Virginia? Virginia proper. Hey, Mischief, how's it going? Nigeria, awesome. Tunisia, awesome. Cleveland, Ohio, love it. Sweden, awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome, cool. Guys, I am going to share my screen so that we can get going here. Sri Lanka, love it. Go Bears. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Okay, I am going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen so that we can pull up the PowerPoint and we can get going here, so that I can begin to actually walk you guys through this. I'm just going to give this a second just to make sure that it loads correctly on my phone. Looks like it has, so we are ready to go. So today's live stream is going to be about how YouTube's algorithm is going to work in 2026, a bunch of different secrets, because I want you guys to simply just be able to focus on the things that actually work. Ignore everything else so that you guys can get the results that you want. What you guys are going to learn on this live has helped me on a brand new YouTube channel. We can see that I literally started this YouTube channel within the last 365 days, and this channel has gained over 80,000 subscribers, gotten over 4 million views, made some ad revenue on this channel, which is amazing. And this also worked for my client, Dr. Jones, right here, who has been able to skyrocket his growth. In fact, he uploaded, if we look at how many videos he's uploaded here, he uploaded like 1,600 videos before we started to work together, was struggling the whole entire time before he started to implement the things that I'm going to be sharing with you on this live, because I've never spoken about these things publicly. We can see that since then it's blown up his channel. This has helped Arvin blow up also. And this live is sponsored by Metricool. If you guys are in the chat, you guys are going to see that I have a pinned comment there where you guys could get 30 days free access to any of Metricool's premium plans with code Robert. I would strongly suggest you guys take advantage of this. It's one of my secret weapons for growing so quick, not only on YouTube, but also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. But I'm going to share more with you on that later. So the first change that you guys need to make sure that you're making is you need to make sure you are using the correct settings on YouTube, because YouTube has started changing the settings on your channel and you might not have realized this. So there are several different things around channel tags, around language settings, around enhanced quality settings, around height points, and so much more that I need to make sure that you guys are doing correctly. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to give you guys a look at the back end here and exactly what you guys need to have set up. But first, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second so we can get all of this pulled up. And then I'm going to show you exactly what you need to actually adjust here. And you need to make sure that your settings look the same as this, because if not, could be one of the reasons that you're just not getting the reach that you want. Okay, so I have this all set up here so I can begin to share again. Michigan, love it. Philippines, love it. Canada, love it. Again, guys, let me know in the chat where you guys are from, where you guys are tuning in from. Awesome. I am going to get my screen back up. Once you guys can actually see my screen, let me know in the chat, and then I'm going to get started walking you guys through exactly what settings you guys need to make sure are set up so that you can maximize your growth on YouTube before 2026. Okay, perfect. Looks like you guys can see this now. So the first thing that you guys need to do is you need to come into your channel settings right here, and then you want to come into advanced settings and you want to scroll all the way down. There are 3 settings you need to make sure are turned on. The first one, let viewers hype up my content. You need to make sure this is turned on. If you get people to hype up your content, you don't need a lot of people to do this. Like if you get 10 people to hype up one of your videos, you are going to get tens of thousands of views. And literally just that one video could get you monetized on YouTube if it's long enough and it's a good enough video. Now, the next 2 settings you need to make sure are turned on are going to be these video quality enhancements. These are brand new to YouTube, and basically this gives YouTube permission in order to increase your image quality, in order to increase your image resolution, or to be able to adjust your volume so that it's easier to actually hear your videos. And this is incredibly helpful because it leads to a better experience for your viewers on YouTube. I would strongly suggest you guys have the 3 of these set up. In order to find it, you're going to come into settings over here, bottom left-hand corner, channel, advanced settings, then you're going to see these. Now, in addition to that, when we come under basic info right here, you need to make sure that you have keywords in here. If we come over here, we can see I have 490 out of 500 characters filled out on my keywords. You guys need to make sure that there are 3 things in here. One, specific keywords that are going to be showing in the title of your content. 2, you want to have your own channel name in here, for example, Rob the AI Guy, and you also want to make sure that you have in here your competitors' channels. We can see that I've added in 3 of them here, and you need to make sure that you are doing that same exact thing because this helps YouTube understand who to actually show your content to. Now, in addition to that, you want to make sure that when you come under feature eligibility right here, standard features is turned on, intermediate features is turned on, advanced features is turned on, and when you come over to youtube.com/verify, you should see a green check mark. If you don't have any of those settings set up correctly, it could be one of the reasons that you are not getting the reach that you want to on YouTube right now. And like I said, YouTube has recently changed these settings, so you need to make sure that they are set up correctly. Now, a few things. I see a bunch of people writing in the chat around the hype section. How many subscribers do you guys have? Because right now, you won't see hype points for 2 reasons. One, if you have over 500,000 subscribers, you won't see the hype points thing. If you have under 500 subscribers, you won't see the hype points thing. So this is only for channels that have between 501 and 499,999 subscribers. So if you're not in that sweet spot, it's why you don't see hype. So if you don't have it yet, that's going to be the reason why. Otherwise, you should see that in there. If you don't see that in there, make sure that you just keep checking your settings periodically because that should get updated in there. Now, I want to show you the next thing that I wanted to walk through. Again, I am just getting it pulled up on the back end. If you are new here, we're going through the settings that you need to make sure are turned on in order for you to maximize your reach right now on YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. We're going to start sharing my screen again, and I have the next setting actually pulled up. So if we come over here, I'm going to give this just a second to load right here. We can see that I uploaded this video a few days ago. I think it was about 3 days ago. This video has gotten over 30,000 views, but there's one tricky thing that is holding back the views on this video. So if we come over here and we come into languages right here, you will see that YouTube has dubbed my voice and has done it in a bunch of different languages. Now, this might be good or this might be bad. We can figure that out in the analytics. So if we come over here, we click on advanced mode, and you can do the same exact thing inside of your content. Under breakdown, you want to come under geography right here. This is going to show you what your average view duration looks like. And what I would also do is click on this plus right here, and I would add in click-through rate. So we're going to add in click, and then we can see impression click-through rate. So this is going to show us is what our click-through rate is. It's going to show us what our average view duration is. And more importantly, it's going to show us the areas that are leading to a decrease in average view duration. So if we actually just filter this like this, we could see what areas are watching us the most, what areas are watching us the least. And we could see that over here, these countries aren't watching my content long enough. So what I might want to do, and what I would strongly suggest that you do if you're a small YouTuber, is that you come to your languages, and whatever languages correlate with those places that aren't watching you for long enough, turn this off, because this could actually be a setting that is decreasing your odds of getting the views that you want on YouTube, because YouTube is accidentally showing your content to the wrong person. Okay, now, there are still several things that we need to go through, but again, I want to go through just really quickly, answer some comments here. So please, if you guys have any questions about any things that I just showed you with the settings, please put them in the chat and I'm going to answer them all. In addition to that, I did want to remind you, we're going to be going through 5 things. So there are still 4 other things that we need to go through. And obviously, this is going to be available for you at the end of this if you're brand new here and you skip this first section here. Awesome, Alaska. That's awesome. You guys have 24 hours of darkness right now? Again, any questions on those settings, let me know. Does changing the language dubs also apply to shorts? Yes, it does. Do that both for long form content and for shorts. It's going to apply to both. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think I'd be able to live with 24 hours of darkness. Just me personally. Awesome, cool. I am loading up the next slide, guys. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to share my screen. We could come back in here. We could see the slideshow. So the second change that you need to make sure that you're making before 2026, if you want to be able to maximize your reach, and this is really a big one, so please do not ignore this, is you need to change the type of content that you are uploading. And there are a few rules that you want to make sure that you never do. In fact, there are 3 things you never want to do. The first one is never go against what YouTube is showing. 2, never decide what your audience should be into. And 3, never ignore the data. Now, there's a very easy website that allows you to figure out incredibly easily what kind of content YouTube is actually showing in your niche. So I upload obviously in the how to grow on YouTube niche. Some of my competitors are going to be channels like vidIQ, Think Media, things like that. So what I could do is come over to View Stats, and this is 100% free on a free account. I do a search for them, and we could see that they get about 75% of their views from shorts. So what does that tell me? That I should be uploading more YouTube shorts, which is why I've been making an effort to upload more YouTube shorts on this channel. Now, that's just one of my channels though. So we want to come through and look up a few of your competitors on here. And if we come over here and type in Think Media, maybe Think Media TV. Yep, that's going to be it right here. We scroll down, we could see that they actually get a lot of their views from long form content. But if we come over to their channel, we come over here, come over to YouTube, type in Think Media TV, what we are going to notice is that a lot of their content actually isn't about growing on YouTube, but now it's predominantly about doing things with cameras and stuff like that. So they're not necessarily in my niche anymore. So the takeaway that I'm going to have from this is that if I'm uploading content about how to grow on YouTube, this is going to be best uploaded as YouTube Shorts. This doesn't mean that I shouldn't be going live for this, like what I'm doing right now. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't be uploading long form content, but it does mean that I need to make sure that I am not ignoring YouTube Shorts. In addition to that, I did want to show you guys something really quickly here. If we come over here and I share my screen, and I come over here and do a search for something, for example, let's say how to grow on YouTube, what you are going to find is that some long form content gets shown, but now YouTube is showing a lot more shorts. So once we come down here and actually see the short shelf, what we're going to see is there are tons of shorts. And if we look at this, 15 million views, 300,000 views, 500,000 views, my video, 600,000 views, 1.3 million views, 2.9 million views. And if we compare that to the views that these long form videos are getting, it's clear that this audience is watching more shorts content than long form content. So if you were in the same niche as me and you should be going through and doing this for your niche, you need to actually determine, hey, should I be uploading long form content? Should I be uploading shorts? Should I be going live? What exactly should I be doing for this? Now, again, before we get into the third change that you guys need to be making, which is really a big one, I wanted to go through again and answer some comments that I am seeing come across in the live feed. So if you have questions about anything, make sure that you put them in the live feed in the chat. So Penguin, I'm going to answer your question quick. The intermediate features options that show if it's eligible or not. It says that you have to make videos longer than 15 minutes, live streaming, etc. How shorts channels can deal with this. So You should be able to actually get around that by not doing those things. It's just going to ask you to do something else in order to verify it. A lot of times it's like uploading a video of yourself or something along the lines of that. It doesn't go public, it doesn't go anywhere like that. So I would strongly suggest that you actually do that. Next question right here. How could you determine what to post as a full length form video on YouTube? I'm going to show you this in just a little bit. I believe it's change number 4 or change number 5 that we're going to get into this. So make sure that you stick around because I am going to cover this. Now, what we're going to do next is we are going to come back over into the slideshow because the next thing that we need to talk about is going to be topic choice because this is incredibly, incredibly important. And I want to show you how to easily do it. But first, I'm going to answer this question right here. If there are views on shorts, should I upload long form content? Yes, I would totally do that. And what you want to make sure that you do is when you upload the long form video, you want it to have almost the same title as the short. And you need to make sure that what you're actually doing is making the related video on the short, that long form video, because it will help increase your reach on that. Next thing that we do want to cover is we want to make sure this right here, dubbing. If you do not see dubbing, it could just be your location that is causing you to not be able to see dubbing. Get monetization, shorts for subs, long form watch hours. Do you agree with this strategy? I agree with this strategy a little bit. What you should be doing is ideally you should just be doing both. I wouldn't look at it as like, hey, I'm doing this in order to get this. I'm doing this in order to get this, because you never know. You could have a video that goes viral on shorts and your related video is a long form video, and that's what actually causes you to get monetized. So I don't want you to neglect anything here. Now, one quick second, guys. I'm just going to blow my nose quick, and then we'll resume the live. Sorry about that. I am a little under the weather. And I didn't want to be blowing my nose here on live and gross all of you guys out. So we're going to get back to all the questions that are showing up in the chat in just a second. For the meantime, I wanted to come back over here and get back to this slideshow because this next thing is going to be incredibly important. Remember, we have 5 things that we're going through. This is the third right here, which is your topic choice. You need to make sure that when you upload a video on YouTube, it is never on a low VPH topic. It is never just that you had an idea and then you make a video on it, and never think that you are copying somebody else if you're making a video on a topic that somebody else has already done inside of your niche. Now, there are 2 really easy ways for you to be able to figure out what you should be posting about. First one is using today's live sponsor, Metricool, in order to see what your competitors are doing. In fact, I use this tool every single day. Here's how it actually works. I come over here, I log into Metricool. And by the way, if you are looking at the chat, you can get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert by clicking that link there. I would strongly suggest that you do it. But what I do is I come over here into YouTube every single day. We can see right here that it has been helping me grow my channel like crazy. And we come down here all the way at the bottom, you can add in a list of your competitors. And what I do here is I click on view list all, and then this goes through and this shows me all of my different competitors and what videos of theirs are actually doing well. And we could see that this is an order right here. You could download it as a CSV if you wanted to, but basically I could come through here and see every single day exactly what posts are doing the best for my audience. What we can see right here is that this video is doing really well from Think Media. It's about Black Friday deals under $100. So what I would do is I would make a video about this if this is something that I shared with you earlier. Think Media has been going a little bit AWOL on the YouTube growth niche, so this isn't necessarily something that I would do, but I could look at the other videos under here, like Mr. Beast 3 Secrets to Going Viral, and I might want to make a video on that topic because this is telling me that this is going to be something that could actually help me get a lot of reach. Why would I do that? Because I'm not copying my competitors, but you should be creating content that is similar to what your competitors are uploading, because that is how YouTube actually works. Basically, when somebody watches a video on YouTube, let's say that we watch a video about, I'll actually show you my homepage to prove this to you. And you guys could guess what things I have been watching or I've been interacting with recently. So I'm going to pull up my YouTube homepage right here, and it is going to be funny what actually shows here because this is incredibly accurate. So if we come over here, I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And we come over here very quickly. You could see what I have been watching content about. So I watched one of Arvin's videos recently because he's a client of mine. I helped him gain almost 200,000 subscribers. That's why his content shows here. I've listened to Drake, so that's why Drake's content shows here. And TJR is somebody that I've been looking at because he's been crushing it with content. That's why this shows here. And if we come over here, it's going to be a bunch of other stuff that I have watched recently. For example, this Ferrari video, I've been watching a ton of Ferrari videos lately, which is why this is getting shown to me. And I watch David Dobrik all the time, so that's why that gets shown to me. But an easy way for you to be able to figure out what's showing up for your competitors is using today's live sponsor, Metricool. Again, if you go to the comment that I have pinned in the chat, use code Robert, 30 days access to any of their premium content. So I'm going to go through again before we get into the next thing that you need to make sure that you're doing, which is going to be completely different. And it's actually going to be posting outside of YouTube because this is one of the biggest tricks that you can implement going into 2026. It's one of the biggest reasons that I grew quick. But first, again, I want to come back to a few questions. So if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat over here. So how do you get more views on YouTube Shorts? This comes down to three things. One, that you are uploading content on a topic that actually is eligible to get a lot of views. I just showed you how to do that. Basically, you want to look at your competitors, see what topics got a lot of views for them, and then make a video on that topic, but try to make it more timely. Going into 2026, it's really easy to do this. Basically, what I would do if I was a small YouTube channel, I would look at all my competitors and I would then make content for the 2026 version of all the content that did really well for them. Great question right here. How many keywords do you suggest in the description box? How many hashtags? I would use a maximum, absolute maximum of 3 hashtags, and I would have 2 to 3 keywords show in your description, and ideally your description should be 2 to 3 sentences. For recipes, should I use one camera or multiple? Honestly, I think that you could get away with just having one camera. It might be easier for you to film if you have 2 cameras because you want one that's like a headshot and you might want one that's like an overhead. So it might be easier to film and quicker to film if you have 2 cameras, but I think you only need one camera in order to actually make the content. And what you could also do is you could have like a DSLR camera and then have your phone and have your phone up here getting the headshot, DSLR doing the forward facing. I post every day, low views. So here's what I would do if that is the situation for you. I would start posting less. I would only post 3 days a week, and you need to be more intentional about what you're creating and what you are posting. Great question here. Any advice for somebody who's aiming to do long form videos about 9 to 12 minutes long in the Japan niche? I would probably have your content actually be a lot longer than 9 to 12 minutes long. The reason being for that is because I would bet a lot of the content in this niche is actually going to be a lot longer. I actually helped one of the biggest creators in this niche grow it. So I know that like a lot of his content is more in like the 30-minute length. So I would just make sure that whatever topics you're doing are the most trending thing, and then make sure that that length mimics what it should actually be. Great question here. Robert, I do makeup tutorials that I get a lot of views on my shorts, but the full length videos are slow. What can I do? You need to make sure that what you're doing the tutorials on is going to be like hyper specific to what a lot of people actually want to watch. I'll actually go through and I'll do this quickly for you so that you can see how to actually figure this out. So you need to have all of your competitors and you need to add them into Metricool. This will allow you to see incredibly easily what is actually trending in your niche. And then from there, you need to make sure that you are only creating long form content on something that you think can actually get a lot of views. Because if it's something that isn't going to get a lot of views, you're quite frankly just wasting your time by making a long form video on it, especially when you're really going to be investing a lot of time. Great question here. 3. I would just go with 3 videos. You go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You could go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you're worried about burnout, I would just do 3 videos. But if you are getting burnt out, and I mean, those of you that have been following me for a long time probably know this. I upload, I think, like 8 to 10 pieces of content a day across long form content, shorts on this channel, and for my AI channels. I never been burnt out. I mean, I make YouTube content every single day since like 2018. I've made content in general every single day. I love what I talk about. You guys could feel the passion coming through the screen. I don't get burnt out. If you're getting burnt out, it might be something where like you might not be talking about something that you really care about that much. Now, I do see we have a ton of questions coming in here, but I do need to get back to the actual point of this live. So we're going to hold all these questions right now, keep putting them in here, but I'm going to get back to these questions after we go through a little bit more of this, because the next thing that I want to tell you is going to be incredibly, incredibly important if you want to grow right now, especially going into 2026. And this is probably the biggest growth hack that I've seen for YouTube right now. So that is going to be, you need to make sure that you are posting content outside of YouTube that is making people aware of your YouTube channel. Now, if you would have asked me if you should do this in 2020, I would have said no. 2021, I would have said no. 2022, would have said no. Even earlier this year, I would have said no, but now this is a no-brainer. I want to show you a perfect example of this. If we come over to this creator right here, Baddie in Biz, and then we come over to YouTube and we do a search for them, Baddie in Biz, what we're going to notice, 1.59 million subscribers. And if we come over to their Instagram, let's say this video right here, this video went super viral on Instagram. It got 180,000 likes. And guess what? If we look at their description right here, it says, search for Baddie and Biz to learn more on YouTube. And then she's got a bunch of free courses for all these different topics on YouTube. Well, guess what ends up happening? People then come to her YouTube channel, and this has been causing her to grow like crazy on YouTube. And you could do this not only on Instagram, you could do this on YouTube Shorts, and you could also make sure that you are doing this on TikTok. So now you can post content on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram, on TikTok, you can post content on Facebook, all of it suggesting that people go to YouTube and check out your content. And then what YouTube is going to see is that you are driving external traffic to YouTube. And this is something that the YouTube algorithm really loves right now. So I would strongly suggest that you guys do that. And again, really easy way for you to be able to do this if you're worried about burnout, you're worried about it taking too long, you're worried about having to work too hard, is using today's live sponsor, Metricool. And again, if you guys go to the chat, I have a link in there. It is pinned. Click on it, use code Robert, it should be automatically applied, and you are going to get 30 days free access to any of Metricool's premium plans. Now, what I want to do is actually show you what this looks like and how easy Metricool makes this in order to do this. In fact, it's the only tool that I've found that can let you do this without decreasing your reach. So what you're going to do is you are going to come over into Metricool. You are going to click on planning right here. And what you are going to be able to do is create a post. So we could click on schedule post right here, and we could see that we can then upload a post from your computer, or you could upload a post from your Google Drive, and you could automatically post it to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all literally at the same time. And this will allow you to upload the same video to all three platforms at one time, and you can schedule them out for the future, as we could see right here. And then what this will actually allow you to see is all of your different posts that you have scheduled out right here. And you could see the best time to post for each platform for each one of your accounts. And this makes it incredibly easy for you to be able to post content about your YouTube channel or on the same topics that you're uploading on YouTube across all other social media platforms without you having to put in a ton of work. Another thing that I really love about Metricool, if you're somebody that loves to engage with your audience, they make it incredibly easy for you to be able to see all of your comments, all of your DMs from one place, which is incredibly useful. Again, if we come over here, we click on inbox right here, you will be able to see all of your comments on YouTube, all of your Instagram comments, all of your Instagram DMs, all of them for LinkedIn. You'll be able to see all of them for Facebook, everything all from one place, which makes it incredibly easy to be able to reply to everybody all from one place. Now, I do want to let you guys vote here. I'm going to give you guys like 5 seconds to vote or 10 seconds to vote because there is a quick lag between when I could see the chat and when you guys actually hear me say things. Do you guys want me to, one, go to the final and last part of the slideshow right here and show you the video checklist that you need to be looking at before you actually go to post something on YouTube? Or do you guys want me first to answer a few questions from the chat? Let me know what you guys want to do. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to decide for you guys. I'm going to go through and I will answer a few questions from the chat. So again, if you guys have questions about anything, please leave them in the chat. And as a reminder, don't forget to get Metricool, 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. Absolute no brainer. It's been my secret to be able to manage so much content, all my analytics, all my chats, and be able to post all my content all from one place. So first question that we have here, trending music for shorts really that important? It is not as important as it used to be. If you only hear the same 4 to 5 songs, that's a sign. Just use those same 4 to 5 songs and don't overthink it. Next question, is translating my video descriptions to a lot of other languages helping me get more reach? That is a complete waste of time. Please do not do that. YouTube actually probably looks at that as spam. This question right here, how to make AI videos that pass monetization review. To be completely honest with you, I don't think you're going to be able to do that. I think you're going to have a really tough time doing that. I don't really have advice on that. That's just like not my area of expertise. I don't really think that you're going to be able to do that. Okay, so that was all the questions that I saw. Again, if you guys have more questions, put them in the chat. I am more than happy to answer any question about anything, about any platform. But for now, let's get back to this presentation because I've got a few things that we need to talk about. First one is going to be a video checklist before you actually upload. So before you ever upload a YouTube video, you need to make sure that you are hitting these things right here. One, your video length needs to be the same or slightly longer than all the other videos that are on that topic. You could figure this out by simply doing a search on YouTube and seeing it really easily. Secondly, you need to make sure you have a good video hook. If you upload long form content, first 30 seconds. If you're uploading short, first 3 seconds. But you need to make sure that you are raising curiosity for your viewer and that you're wanting to try to get them to continue to watch. Next, you need a rehook every 45 to 90 seconds. If you want a masterclass on that, rewatch this live right here. And what you guys will notice is that every few minutes or every 90 seconds, I'm telling you about what is coming next to try to hook you guys in because I understand you guys have things going on in the background. Maybe somebody's texting you. Maybe somebody called you. Maybe you saw somebody else's live and you were going to jump to that. You need to keep rehooking the audience in your videos, in your long form content, in your shorts and on live to get them to continue to stay. Your favorite movies do this, your favorite YouTubers do this. The way that you do this is by continually creating a new problem for your viewers so that they need to keep watching. In addition to that, when it comes to long form content, make sure the first 50% of your content is always front loaded with new information and new things that people can learn. And your short form should always end on the high note. So once you have that climax in your short, end the video right there. It's going to keep your viewers wanting more. In addition to that, features that cause growth on YouTube right now. One, creating a view train out of your content. There are 2 ways to do this. With long form content, use an end screen. With short form content, use a related video. Secondly, external traffic. I showed you that earlier. When you post on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts or somewhere else about YouTube content and then get people to come to YouTube, YouTube loves this. And then also building community. There are several ways to build community. You could go live like I'm doing right now, interacting with you guys in the chat. You can respond to every single comment that you get. You can respond to DMs that you get. And by the way, DMs are coming to YouTube, so make sure that you guys look out for that setting. And then finally, the analytics that you guys should be worried about. There are only 3 things you should worry about on YouTube. 1, your audience insights and trends. What is your audience watching right now? How can you make content that's similar to that? 2, what kind of retention you get in your videos? And 3, what is your click-through rate? Those are the only 3 things that you need to care about in 2026 and right now on YouTube. And if you just focus on those and ignore everything else, you are going to grow faster on YouTube. And again, I wanted to thank today's video sponsor or live sponsor, Metricool. As a reminder, go to the chat, use code Robert, get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans in the pinned comment if you're watching this video over or in the pinned chat section. So now let's get into Q&A. Please, any questions about anything, put them in the chat. I'm going to be getting to all of them. The first one right here, yes, DMs are coming to YouTube. This is going to be coming soon. I don't have an exact date on this, but once they do come, I will let you guys know. Great question here. I do not believe that hype shows up on long form, or sorry, on shorts. That is only for long form. Yes, rehooking the viewer is the most important thing that you could possibly do. On shorts, you want to rehook everybody like every like 5 to 10 seconds. On long form content, you could spread it out a little bit more every 45 to 90 seconds. Yes, Metricool does let you know your schedule, the best days to post, the best times to post, all stuff like that, which makes it incredibly powerful. Shorts with great statistical numbers, having great views, waves, all of a sudden almost no views. So the reason that this happens is, and this is totally normal, like videos don't get views forever on YouTube. The reason that this happens is because YouTube kept trying to show the content to more people, but it just couldn't get more reach. Essentially what happens is like you just saturate the audience for that piece of content. So this is totally normal. It's not something that I would be worried about. Okay, examples of rehook in long form. So let's say that I was making a video where I was walking you guys through 5 changes to the YouTube algorithm. After I finished change number 1, I would say, now before I get into this next one, I wanted to remind you that the third one is going to be really important, where basically you just want to keep reminding somebody that something even more important or like raising the stakes in the video is going to come next. For example, if you were showing people, let's say, the top 10 most beautiful buildings in Japan, you would want to keep rehooking them with like what the next one's going to be and why it's special, or why if they love this thing about Japanese culture, they're going to love the next thing, or that the next one is something that took 100 years to build, or whatever the case is. You want to keep like upping the stakes and upping the ante of why somebody should watch the next thing. How can you grow 1K followers? Incredibly simple. I'm not sure if you just got into this live. If you did, I would rewatch the live. If you simply just implement the blueprint that I shared with you in this live, you'll be able to get 1,000 followers. I am like incredibly confident in that. I post mostly emotional AI metal songs. Should I also use tags of other real bands? Yes, I would 100% do this. This is going to help increase your reach. If you're posting content like this, I'm sure that you've seen the content around like 50 Cent or like turning like a bunch of rap songs into like 1950s, 1960s. I would strongly suggest that you do that. How long should a short be? This totally depends on what the topic of this short is. Let me actually pull up my channel and I'm going to show you how you can actually figure this out really quickly and really easily. So just give me 1 second here. I'm going to get this pulled up. I will share my screen. Okay, entire screen. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to come in your analytics. You're going to click on trends. Whatever you were going to post about. Let's say I was making a video about TikTok algorithm. We're going to type in TikTok algorithm. What people are watching, we want to click on show all. We want to click on shorts. And then this is going to show us. So as we can see right here, every video that shows here is between 46 to 47 seconds or between 23 to 29 seconds. So if I was going to make a video on this topic, I would fit my video to be inside of those lengths. This is going to be different though, depending on what topic you're posting about. For new channels, how long should you post one video a week for before going to 2 or more? This is a really good question. Once you start getting traction, I would just increase the frequency at which you post. So like maybe you might want to do like 1 video a week for the first 2 weeks, and then you'll be able to do 2 videos a week for the next 2 weeks, and then maybe 3 videos a week for the next 3 weeks. It really comes down to like one, are you able to maintain the same quality, which really just comes with repetition? And then two, just like, do you have good enough ideas and are you getting enough traction to the point that it actually makes sense? What is the best music to play? Music doesn't matter as much as it used to on YouTube. Honestly, I wouldn't focus on that. I think it's just kind of like an unnecessary thing that a lot of people focus on that they shouldn't. Great question here. Should I use Pinterest for reach? You're uploading cooking content, I believe. I would use Pinterest, but TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they also work great. I appreciate that, Anthony. Thank you. I always tell myself that I want to go live more. How frequently would you guys want me to go live? Like, would you guys want me to do this once a week? You guys want me to go live every day? What is most helpful? Glad to hear that you're getting started on YouTube. Incredibly exciting. What I would do, I'm going to be live for like another 5 to 10 minutes, and then this will end. I would rewatch this live over. It literally walks you through every single thing that you need to do in order to grow on YouTube right now. Great question. Been growing by using collab shorts on MJ/Braun Goat Status. Good idea to do long form reacting to it. Yes, I would definitely do that. Is it ever too early to start doing community posts? No. But what I will say, community posts do not help you grow as much as they used to, like 6 months or a year ago. They used to be way more important. They are way less important now. If I have to start a niche, which niche will work with AI? Um, I think every niche works for AI, right? It just comes down to like what niche are you passionate about and what do you want to upload on? I'll give you a perfect example. If I was to start another YouTube channel today, it would be about finance because it's something I'm interested in. I think AI content works there. I think faceless content works there. I think face forward content works there. I think everything works. It just really comes down to what you're passionate about. Which time would you post as shorts? Um, if your shorts are getting the most views from 4 to 6 p.m., I would keep posting at 4 to 6 p.m. This really depends on like when your niche or when your ideal audience is online. For me personally, on my main channel, the channel that you guys are watching right now, this is 11 a.m. On my AI channel, it's actually 5 to 6 p.m., so it's completely different. Congratulations. Getting your first 1,000 subscribers, honestly, is the hardest part. I remember actually when I hit my first 1,000 subscribers. Let me see if I still have this post up on Instagram. Um, let me see if this is still here. I hope that it is. It is, yes. So look at this. This is my first 1,000 subscribers. It was literally, I was in my parents' bedroom making YouTube content, which is crazy. I remember like getting super hyped up when I had a video reach like a few hundred views. So that's super awesome that that's where you're at in your journey. Okay, so when you say that it didn't work, did they accept the collaboration or did they not? It sounds like they might not have accepted the collaboration. Which one is better, posting a YouTube video after 24 hours of posting shorts or after 12 hours of posting shorts? I would, it depends on how many views that short is getting, and it depends on if they're both on the same exact topic. Okay, I've been posting daily, whether it's a stream, a short, long form every day. It's really helped with my growth. Almost 500 hours of watch time for the month, 47 subs, 40K views. That is awesome. Keep doing this. Keep doubling down on what is working. And for your sake, I would hope for bad weather because that's probably what's going to do the best. Awesome. I'm going to try and push 5 to 10 shorts, end a month push. I wouldn't do that, me personally. I would just post like 1 to 2 shorts a day. When you get into the 5 to 10 range, unless you're talking about something that is like very, very newsworthy, it tends to really not do that well. Weekly lives are fine. Cool. I'm going to try to begin to do this for you guys. I see a bunch of people put in do it once a week. Best free AI tool in order to make shorts. Um, this depends on what kind of short you want to make. Like if you want to cut up a long form video into shorts, I would use something like Nexus Clips or Opus Clips. If you want to make like AI generated content, Sora is going to be good, or Flow With is going to be good. Okay, so this happens to a lot of people. Um, Uploading long form content on YouTube, and I'm not saying this to discourage anybody from doing this because the stakes are high, right? Long form content on YouTube is going to help you make the most money, right? Just straight up. They pay more for ad revenue on there. You build a way deeper relationship with your audience, and it just increases the odds that people end up buying something if you're selling it or if you're trying to sell it or if sponsors pay more for that, the whole nine. That being said, it is harder than uploading shorts. I would expect it to be that way. So this isn't really something that I would be concerned with because it is actually harder. It's a completely different game, and what you need to focus on is completely different. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, if they did accept the collaboration, then the only other reason it wouldn't have worked is just like their audience didn't like the piece of content, so YouTube didn't push it out to them. I have 6 shorts videos, every video like 1,500, 2,000 views, and then one doesn't and only has 30 views. Um, I would just ignore that. I would just keep posting. I mean, you guys see it on my channel. I post content all the time that doesn't do that well. I completely ignore it because tomorrow I am going to post another video or I'm going to post another video. I really appreciate this right here. I love Oregon. Starting 2022, only have 119 subs. It sounds like what you're uploading on, you just haven't found an audience for that yet. I would try to reverse engineer what is working for your competitors, and that is going to help you skyrocket your reach. Great question here. I would never give up. I I say this all the time to people. I wish that this didn't work for me because I would still be uploading YouTube videos. I'd probably still be in my parents' bedroom, honestly. Um, like that is what it's about. This is all figure outable. There is an audience for everybody. I have seen 80-year-old people start a YouTube channel and succeed. I've seen kids do it. I've seen people from all races, all backgrounds, all walks of life talking about all different things, faceless, showing their face. Um, it really just comes down to just creating what the audience actually wants to see and taking yourself out of it. Is it okay to post 2 shorts a day? Yeah, that's fine. I would just make sure that you space them out. You wanna make sure that, like, there's at least, like, an hour or 2 in between them, ideally even more than that. If you're going to do this, I would post 1 at, like, 11 AM. I would post 1 at, like, 6 PM. Um, that being said, guys, that is it for the live. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you guys are new and you haven't seen the beginning of the live where I walk through a lot of really important things, please make sure that you go and you rewatch it. It should be up here right away on YouTube. In addition to that, as a reminder, if you go to the chat, you're going to see a pinned comment, or if you're watching the rerun, you are going to see a pinned comment below for Metricool. They sponsored this live. I would strongly suggest you sign up. 30 days free access to any Metricool's premium plans with code Robert. It helps you figure out what's trending in your niche, helps you post content on other platforms. And quite frankly, it's been my secret weapon to me being able to grow so many different channels across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, every social media platform. I would suggest you check it out. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Oh, and by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody that celebrated. I'll see you guys soon.